Today's lesson is Plus Talk. Let's get social. Hi, everybody. I'm Roger.
And I'm Mike.
And we're going to get social today. We're going to socialize. We're going to talk not only to each other, but we're going to talk to you, our dear students, and we're also going to listen to some people socializing when they meet and when they introduce each other to their friends, and they all have a great time.
Well, that sounds fantastic. It's kind of a theme this month, right? We have another article about animals that socialize and help each other out in different ways. And humans, of course, we're probably the master animal at socializing. It's something we do to keep ourselves safe, to make ourselves a family, and to have friends and other people we just enjoy spending time with. And sometimes socializing can make people a bit nervous, especially if you're doing it in a new language with new people in a new place. So the dialogues today and tomorrow will hopefully help you feel a bit more confident and get a bit more practice the next time you go out to socialize and, make some new friends and hang out with some nice, fun people.
Yep, and actually talk to each other. Don't just stand there looking at your phones the whole time. You could actually engage each other in real-life conversation. It might seem kind of strange, but it can happen, and you can benefit from it as well. So we're going to get social today, and in the first part here, we are extending an invitation, okay? So it's going on to somebody else, and more socializing is going to take place as a result. Let's listen to Ben and Sarah's conversation.
Let's get social.
1. Extending an invitation. Ben catches up with Sarah after class.
Hey, Sarah, are you doing anything on Friday night?
No, I don't have any plans at the moment. Why?
I'm throwing a party at my place. I'd love it if you were able to swing by.
That sounds great. What time should I be there?
Fantastic! I'm so glad you can make it. The party starts at 7:30 p.m., so any time after that is fine. Do you need my address?
That would be good. Can you send it to me online?
Sure thing. Hang on a sec.
大家好，第一部分我们看到动词 extend 指给予、提供或是扩展、延长，像是I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of the people who traveled a long way to be here tonight. 我想对今晚所有远道而来的人表达热烈欢迎之意。或是 The king desires to extend his borders into the neighboring kingdom. 国王想把国界扩展到邻近的王国。再举一个例子 Casper was having a wonderful time in Thailand, so he decided to extend his stay. Casper 在泰国玩得很开心，所以他决定延长停留的时间。另外，在这个字的字尾加上 ed 就成了形容词 extended， 指延长的或是长期的。例如 We had an extended weekend because of the holiday. 因为国定假日，我们周末延长了。或是 Jill wanted to take an extended leave of absence. Jill 想请长假。再补充一个包含 extend 的相关片语 extend 或是 pay somebody a compliment， 表示给予某人赞美。例如Lauren extended me a compliment about the new suit I wore to work. Lauren 称赞我上班时穿的那套新衣很好看。接着我们看到片语 catch up with somebody， 表示追赶上某人。例如 Roy left 10 minutes ago, but you might catch up with him if you take the scooter. Roy 10分钟前离开了，但如果你骑机车，也许可以追上他。另外，除了上面的意思，这个片语还有以下两种用法。第一，指与某人见面叙旧。举例来说 Max caught up with one of his clients at the spa. Max 和他的一个客户在水疗中心见面。或是 Steve caught up with his sister over coffee. Steve 与他的姐姐喝咖啡叙旧。第二，只对某人造成不良影响，或是使某人尝到苦头。像是 One day all of the lies you've told will catch up with you. 总有一天，所有你说过的谎会让你尝到苦头。再来，我们看到形容词 fantastic，指极好的或是非常棒的。例如 This villa has a fantastic view of the river. 这栋别墅有极美丽的河景景观。或是 Linda got fantastic results from her eye surgery. Linda 的眼部手术结果非常好。
Okay, so again, the title of this particular conversation is Extending an Invitation. Now, if you extend something, you move it out farther. And in this particular case, you have an invitation and then you go on and give it to somebody else. In the old days, of course, when I was a tourist here in Taiwan, I just loved the place so much. My visa was just too short. It was only 2 weeks long, and I wanted to stay longer to see some more stuff, so I extended my visa. I lengthened the time that I was allowed to stay here, and then later, of course, I got myself my permanent residence certificate.
Ah, that's another thing. Yeah, you can definitely extend. Or if you're meeting someone for the first time, if you're going to go shake their hand, you might extend your hand in welcome or in greeting or something like that. So you're reaching out, you're moving forward, you're doing something like that. And an invitation, when you ask someone out, when you ask someone to come to your party, when you ask someone to join you for an activity on the weekend, that's an invitation. It can be a spoken invitation. It can be sent as an invitation card, like you might send for a wedding or something, or just a message. Hey, we're going to do this. Do you want to join us? That is the invitation when you invite someone. So here Ben is catching up with Sarah after class. Obviously, they know each other. They've been friends or have some kind of relationship. And when you catch up with someone, basically you're just sort of finding out their latest news, their latest activities, what they've been doing in the past little while since you saw them before.
Yep, you update each other basically on your personal information, what you've been up to and stuff like that. It could also refer to being in a race. If you're behind someone and they're running ahead of you and you eventually get to where they are, you catch up with them and maybe you might win the race. And Ben begins the conversation. Hey, Sarah, are you doing anything on Friday night? So he's not really asking specifically what she's doing on Friday night. I think he just wants to know if she's free or not because he has maybe some idea about inviting her to a party or something like that.
That's right. Before you send out or ask that or put forward that invitation, you might just find out if the person is busy already, in which case you don't have to invite them. You know they can't come. So he's just kind of checking if an invitation might be welcome or might be interesting. And so Sarah says, no, I don't have any plans at the moment. So she says, nope, not doing anything Friday night. She's kind of curious. It's not the kind of question people ask you without asking you a follow-up question. You're asking me if I'm busy? I'm not busy. Why do you want to know if I'm busy? Is her question. Why?
And he says, well, I'm throwing a party at my place. Now, throwing here just means you're organizing this party and you're putting it on. You're inviting people. You're providing entertainment. You're providing food and drinks and things like that. So, yeah, you often throw a party. You could say, I'm having a party at my place. You could also say that. Some people say, I'm giving a party, which means I'm having a party, I'm holding a party, and I'm in charge. I'm the host, so you can come over, have a great time, and you can meet new friends and listen to some great music and stuff like that.
That's right. He is the producer of a party. And he basically wants her to come and be a part of the party. He says, I'd love it if you were able to swing by. All right, so there you go. That's the invitation. I'm having a party. I hope you can swing by, come by, join the party, attend the party. Swing here has nothing to do with swinging a baseball bat or swinging on the swings at the park or something like that. It just means come by, maybe for just even a short amount of time, right? If you say, oh, I'll swing by your party, but I have to meet some other friends later on, it's giving you this idea that I will be there, but not for very long. He's using this to kind of say, it would be nice if you even just came to the party for 20, 30 minutes. Hey, if you can stay all night, that's fine too, but I would like you just to show up and be present at some time during the evening. So what does Sarah think of this idea?
Well, she says the idea sounds great. That sounds great. The idea of throwing a party and attending your party sounds great to me. I would like to come. It's a wonderful opportunity. I don't want to miss out on this opportunity. And what time should I be there? Okay, and this, of course, is important because if you're throwing a party, you need to tell people when they should come. And oftentimes, I guess, at least in American culture, if you give them a time, they don't have to come exactly at that time. If you're starting the party at 8 o'clock, for example, it's okay if you stop by at 8:15 or 8:30. It's okay. Maybe later in Latin American countries, but I understand if you tell somebody to show up at 8 o'clock in Germany, you better be there right at 8 o'clock.
Oh, really? They're very punctual. They're very on time.
That's what I've heard.
Interesting. Yeah, but there's a term we often use, fashionably late. If the party's at 8, we'll show up at 8:30, maybe even 8:45. Like, we're so busy, we're so popular, we had other things to do, but that's the basic idea. And I think that's kind of nice. It gives the party host a bit of time to get organized. They'll be ready at 8, but then they might notice, oh, it's 8:05 and I didn't light the candles. So it'll give them time to just relax a bit, settle in, rather than you showing up right on time. Anyway, so yeah, she wants to know what time to show up. These are some of the details of the party. Ben is just happy she's coming. So he says, fantastic, wonderful, great, awesome. That's the kind of thing when we say fantastic, it's really good news. We're excited. We're happy to hear it. So he's really happy about this. Fantastic. You're coming to the party. I'm so glad you can make it. There you go. I'm so happy you will be at the party. And then he answers her specific question. The party starts at 7:30 p.m. So any time after that is fine. So there you go. 7:30, not earlier than that, but 7:45, 8 o'clock, even a little bit later if you want to be fashionably late. That is okay. Any time after 7:30 is fine. Yeah, don't show up at 11:30. Don't show up 4 hours late. That might be a little too late, but certainly 7:30 to 8:30 or so, any of those times the party will just be beginning. That's a good time. And then here's another good important detail. Do you need my address? He says to her. Do you need to know where I live? Maybe she's never been to his home before and she wants to take a taxi there or something.
Or the bus or the MRT, or maybe ride her scooter there. Who knows? But yeah, do you need my address? Do you need to figure out how to get here? And she says, that would be good. That would be very useful. Yes, I do need your address. Can you send it to me online? So they're using this social networking platform called Line to trade information, to send each other information. So indeed, you don't have to tell me now, and I won't write it down on a piece of paper because I'll probably lose it. But hey, I always carry my phone with me, so if you send me the information via Line, the information will be there, and I can probably even look it right up on the map and get there really quick.
There you go, a very handy way of sharing addresses and other information. And Ben thinks that's a great idea. He says, sure thing, definitely, 100% I will do that. And in fact, he's doing it right now. We know that because he says, hang on a sec. He doesn't say, sure thing, I'll send it to you tonight. No, he says, hang on a sec, meaning hang on for a second or wait for just a very short amount of time. So you can imagine he's got his phone in his hand. He's going to do it right now. So within 10 or 15 seconds, she will have his address and probably, you're right, a location on a map of where to find his place. So there you go. That's about all she needs to know in order to show up to the party at the right place at the right time this Friday night.
And Ben has successfully extended an invitation to his friend Sarah. Okay, let's go to the party now and make an introduction in the second part. Let's listen.
2. Making an introduction. At the party, Ben finds Sarah grabbing a snack.
Hey, Sarah, there's someone I want you to meet. I think you'd get along well.
Oh yeah? Why is that?
You guys are both super into music. Besides, she plays guitar, and I know your band has been looking for a new guitarist.
Cool. I can't wait to meet her.
Hey, Anna, I'd like you to meet Sarah. Sarah, this is Anna.
Nice to meet you. It's great to meet you.
最后第二部分我们看到单字 besides， 这个字是副词，指而且或是除此之外。举例来说 We don't need you at the meeting. Besides, I'm sure you have other things you need to do. 我们不需要你在这场会议里，而且我相信你有其他事情必须处理。或是 Sweden is nice, but I want to go to Thailand. Besides, it's cheaper. 瑞典很棒，但我想去泰国。除此之外，泰国也比较便宜。
Okay, so he has successfully invited Sarah to the party. And she has shown up at the party. And at the party, Ben finds Sarah grabbing a snack. So he's been socializing with all his guests. And he has discovered that Sarah is getting something to eat. If you're throwing a party, you'll probably have a table set up somewhere that has snacks on it. Various finger foods, I guess, sandwiches or chips and biscuits and stuff like that, and drinks, so you can help yourself to the snacks and make yourselves comfortable.
All right, very cool. So as we're at the party, Ben is there, of course. He's the host. It's his party. And he's doing a good job as a host because we can see as we begin the dialogue, he's introducing Sarah to someone else at the party. He's helping people at the party get to know each other. He's kind of acting as the middleman and trying to get relationships and conversations and maybe even friendships going. And that's what a good host does. They make the guests feel comfortable and help them to meet other people so everyone has a good time. So he says, hey, Sarah, there's someone I want you to meet. There's someone I want to introduce you to or introduce to you as well. I think you'd get along well. He kind of explains why he'd like to introduce Sarah to this other person, why he thinks that they would enjoy meeting each other.
Yep, he thinks they have something in common, so if you meet each other, you will become fast friends, you'll get along well, you won't have arguments, you won't hit each other and pull each other's hair out and stuff like that. And Sarah says, oh yeah? Why is that? Why do you think that I would get along well with this person? Well, Ben says, you guys are super into music. You are both super into music. If you're into something, you really like that sort of thing. And for me, for example, I'm really into organic gardening. I love playing with plants and watering them and, treating seeds a special way and things like that. So in this particular case, though, Ben knows that Sarah and a friend of his are really into music. They like music. And he says, besides, she plays guitar, and I know your band has been looking for a new guitarist. So besides here means in addition. I just said something, and I'd like to say something else. So besides that, besides the fact you're both into music, she also plays guitar, and your band is looking for a guitarist. Maybe you guys can work something out.
That is actually really cool news or really interesting news, and Sarah seems excited about this. She's actually like, yeah, this sounds great. She says, cool, I can't wait to meet her, right? So she likes meeting people who are into music. That's something that she enjoys talking about. And this might actually, sort of solve a problem in her life. She's got this band, their guitar player quit, or they're looking for a new guitar player or a guitarist. That's someone who plays the guitar. And this person might be the perfect choice. So it's kind of like, we know that there's something missing in a thing that you do. Here's a person who might fill that space. So cool, I can't wait to meet her for several different reasons. And then we read next in the dialogue, they walk toward a tall girl, and Ben gets back to his job of being a good host, and he introduces them. He says, hey, Anna. We can assume that that is the tall girl that they're standing nearby right now. And he says to Anna, I'd like you to meet Sarah. And then he would turn to Sarah and say, Sarah, this is Anna. So there he is. He's made the introduction. He's told the people each other's names. Now it's their job to sort of carry on the conversation.
Yes, and if they start talking, Ben can leave and he can start to socialize with other people and let Anna and Sarah have a conversation with each other because, hey, they have something in common. They're both into music. And again, Sarah's band is looking for a new guitarist. So Sarah, of course, can talk to Anna about her guitar skills. Can you play all the scales? What about your chord structures and all that kind of stuff? Do you use Fender guitars or Gibson guitars or whatever? They can, basically talk about all this stuff together. What do you think of Jimi Hendrix or Jimmy Page or whatever? And I'm sure they'll have a great conversation that will continue on into the wee hours of the night. Okay, that brings us to the end of our discussion about today's second conversation. Let's now listen to our Chinese teacher.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。在课文第一部分的对话里， Ben 周五晚上要在家里办派对，那么 Sarah 就答应他的邀请，会去参加派对。 那这时候 Ben 就说 Fantastic, I'm so glad you can make it. 太好了，我很高兴你能来。那这边我们要来学习片语 make it 的不同意思及用法。好，第一个我们可以用 make it 来表达抵达某地或者是达成某个目标，后面常常会接 to 加上名词，像 make it to the top of the mountain 就可以表达抵达山顶， make it to the finals 可以表达打进决赛。好，那假设对话里面的 Sarah 她后来突然有事不能去参加派对，那她可能会对 Ben 说I'm sorry, but I won't be able to make it to your party. 很抱歉，我没办法去参加你的派对了。好，那么第二个用法，我们可以用 make it 来表达成功活下来，或者是挺过难关而存活下来。这时候它的意思就会跟 survive 差不多。举例来说 She was very ill. The doctor didn't think she'd make it. 她之前病得很严重，那医生认为她撑不过这一关。好，那么第三个用法，我们可以用 make it 来表达成功办到、成功做到，像是 It's tough to succeed in this business, but if you keep working hard, you'll make it eventually. 做这一行要成功并不容易，不过如果你持续努力的话，终究会成功的哦。好，顺便补充一个相关用法 make it big。Make it big 表示大成功，非常成功，意思就跟 hit it big 差不多。像我们可以造个例句 The singer has put out several albums, but she hasn't made it big. 那位歌手他有发过几张专辑，但他还没有很成功，还没有大红大紫。好，那么第二部分的这个对话情境啊，是在派对上 Ben 他要介绍一个人给 Sarah 认识，他就说 There's someone I want you to meet.I think you'd get along well. 我想让你见一个人，我认为你们会处得很好。那这边有一个片语 get along， 它是指相处融洽。我们常常会用 get along with somebody 来表达与某人相处融洽、和睦相处。举例来说 Mia gets along well with her colleagues. Mia 跟她的同事相处融洽。那我们顺便补充一个口语的用法，叫做 hit it off。Hit it off 表示一拍即合、一见如故，或者是很投缘的那种意思。后面可以接 with 加对象。那我们也可以用互相投缘的双方呢来当做主词，像是 They hit it off with each other immediately. 他们一拍即合，相处融洽，马上就变朋友咯。好，那么以上是今天重点整理，我们来回顾今天单字吧。
Extend.I'd like to extend my sincerest apologies to anyone who was hurt by my actions. Invitation. Greg and Paula are sending out the invitations to their wedding today. Fantastic. We had a fantastic time at your party last weekend. Besides, I don't want to go to bed yet. Besides, it's only 10 p.m.
Well, that brings us to the end of another edition of our program, and please make sure you join us again next time. From all of us here, I am Mike.
I am Roger. See you next time.